A great Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and I'm getting messages from everywhere, and it's crazy because I was watching. I was on social media, and I got wrapped up in watching America's Got Talent little thing we did, and I finally looked up and it was 9 o'clock. So I decided to come on. Sam was supposed to be on, I think. There he is. Morning, Sam.
Hey, how's it
Hey,
going, man?
how you doing?
Good, good.
Good.
Hey, how's the reception?
Oh, good. Sounds amazing. You should try the video.
Say again.
Try the video.
Turn on the video.
You should. It might work.
It's good. It's windy and it's kind of like not good at all
No te
on the
peines.
as far as the reception. Let me see if it's. Hold on.
No te peinaste. You didn't put on your makeup. Just-
Sorry, it's because I'm trying to see if I can like step out. Right now, I'm in the truck, but it's kind of windy.
yeah, I got a message from my sister. That,
Is the image going through?
uh,
Is the image going through?
it's black.
Uh, I turned on the camera.
I don't know if that was what you were going for, but it's black. What kind of phone
Yeah.
do you use?
It's an iPhone, but it's only like one bar over here.
Oh,
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
the sound sounds amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sounds great. Except when you're moving it around, then it sucks.
Yeah, I'm
No,
trying not
sound
to move.
sucks. Oh yes, have you been on since Judge Carlos Cascos passed away?
Have I been to what?
Have you been on since Judge Carlos Cascos passed away?
Oh no, like I've heard about it. I heard it since the moment it happened. I think like the following day, I heard about it. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it was
uh,
trippy.
yeah, I did. I think there was like the story was that he had like a heart attack. Um, that's how it happened.
Yeah, well, it's weird because uh, I, I I learned about it. I learned about it at night. Actually pretty close to immediately after it had happened, and uh, and there were different stories in regards to where he was at, how it happened, everything else. I think we knew immediately that it was a heart issue, but supposedly he passed away with somebody else's property or someone else's home. So there was a couple of stories on there. It's kind of a weird deal, but it got
Yeah,
me.
because I had heard about that it was in the island.
Yeah, yeah, it was in the island. The other thing, and I made mention of this yesterday. Uh, it's those type of things that actually get you thinking in regards to you gotta be prepared for that moment.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. Like yesterday, I was having like some like sharp pains on my right arm, and I'm gonna start googling the symptoms.
Fíjate that's exactly what happened to me during this weekend. I started to get these. Well, I think it's because of my high blood pressure. My veins started to pop out un chorro, like they popped up here, but they're popping up on my hand, and I started to wonder. I said, like, could it be my turn?
Yeah.
And
No, like mine was just like it's weird, like because I know like I'm more like of a panic, not panicking mode, but I kind of like stress a little bit more about it because I'm in the middle of nowhere to where the nearest hospital will probably be like an hour away. Like if anything were to happen, we're literally it's either you go to a small town clinic or you go an hour away to like a bigger city type of deal. So if anything were to happen, we just have each other to be like to know what to do. You know what I mean?
yes,
But it would
that's
it
great.
would just be like regular first aid type of deal. Nothing severe. But as far as like getting pains and stuff like that, you start kind of thinking about it. I think most of the time it's just stress. Stress is a huge factor to it when it comes to like chest pains and other pains.
Yeah, but one thing, and I shared this yesterday. I hope a lot more people uh, are conscious about it. You have to have a will done. I think after you turn 40, you've got to let people know exactly what you want to happen when you're not here.
Yeah,
Because
most definitely. And I know the other issue is like if you have a family, like make sure they also have access to your bank account if anything happens to you. Because if you don't have anybody, like it pretty much just stays there, doesn't it? Or what happens to it? Doesn't it go back to the government or something like that? Or you have to
well,
jump a whole lot of hoops to
it,
get
it all
access
goes
into it.
it all goes back to the state. I think the state takes over. I guess.
Yeah, because I know something like that happened to my mother-in-law, to where her mom didn't have anybody there, and they had to show proof of death certificate and all that other stuff. But it's a lot easier if you just put somebody, like if anything happens to you, you know who's the, I guess, next of kin, or who'll be having access to the account afterwards.
Boys,
But there's a whole lot of things, man. There's a whole lot of like a whole list that you got to take care of before anything happens to you.
mess load, and that's just a lot of things that have to come into play. It's crazy. Give us your opinion on the status given the felon immunity on some charges. Luckiest man alive. I don't think it's the luckiest man alive. I think that again, like it was mentioned, there's some things that a president does in regards to his job responsibilities, duties. I mean, he didn't get everything that he wanted, but he did receive immunity in regards to anything in decisions that are made or actions that were taken while serving under the Constitution. It is what it is.
Like as long as it was like a, I guess, part of the presidential or part of his duties, that's what he was
Yeah,
going to get immunity on. Not like a blanket statement, not like a blanket issue to where he's immune to everything.
yeah. Con Alicia o con Jamie.
But I know what Roman kind of explained it pretty good yesterday as far as like his immunity stuff.
Yeah, and Roman's crazy. He likes to get into those types of things and stuff. More power to him. It's just
He, he gets into the details that nobody wants.
well, no, he tries to like know like oh okay at the state delegates and the national delegates and all this other stuff. Y se va en un viaje. Goes on a trip
Yeah,
and
it's because
and
there's time that you gotta be like you gotta do a Maggie, like you gotta explain it to us like we're 5 year olds,
yeah, Maggie.
like just keep it simple.
Yeah, Maggie. It's that Maggie's expression. But and I go like Roman. There's just so much that goes on here locally. At the end of the day, who cares? Well, if a president is going, I don't even know why all these cases are going before the Supreme Court before many other cases out
Yeah,
there.
and I understand your point because you're like, oh, we gotta focus more on the local, but it's like how my grandfather used to say, like, las cosas de la gallina de arriba le van cayendo a los de abajo,
Yeah,
and it trickles down. It
yeah,
trickles down all the way to us eventually.
but I think you have to build a strong foundation, and you need people to go out and vote. You need people to get involved in the electoral process here at the local level, because what happens, Sam, is, again, something that I think we've talked about before. something that I learned up in Austin, because I when I went to speak to one of our representatives up there sometime, and I said like, hey, pues, we need this stuff done. He goes, people in Austin don't care about what uh, the people from Brownsville area want or need.
Yeah,
And the reason,
because you said that they don't vote, or he said that they don't vote.
yeah, and they said that because they don't vote, and because they don't vote, you don't matter. And I hated that he mentioned the comment, and at the time I was kind of upset that they would actually be so brazen and bold to say such a thing. But at the end of the day, I understand it's true. You know, if
Yeah, like
you're not,
I understand the fact that they're saying like, okay, you guys don't vote, but in a way that should be like, hey, you know what, we should do some sort of initiative to where we get more people to vote instead of just saying like, why even bother with them? You know what I mean?
yeah. But these people, as long as they get their little base to go out and vote, they don't care. You know, they don't care. They don't care that we're out there struggling and suffering. They don't care as long as they get their
They
little
just pretty,
base.
like, not to sound mean, but they pretty much just care where the money's at.
Nah, mas, that's all it is, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. What can you do? There's not much you can do. I vote and I care. Giving Trump the power is very dangerous, but some people are just blind, and that. Let me say, Biden is not mentally fit to be president. Uh, he shouldn't
It
be
goes
driving.
back to the same thing, man. It goes back to the same thing, and unfortunately, we're like at a stage where I don't think they'll choose, like, so they won't have anybody else. But it goes back to the same thing that we have millions of people here in the country, but and it goes down to those two people,
Well,
unfortunately.
one of the
Huh?
things, one of the things that I think it hasn't served the purpose. Mira, I don't watch CNN News or MSNBC News. I don't even watch Fox News. I watch the Gutfeld show, and I watch the Greg Gutfeld show because I think he's funny as crap. But I don't watch the news stations and stuff. But I know for a fact that CNN has been hiding the fact, has not been covering Biden's deterioration throughout the years. Greg Cudfield has, So what happens, Sam, is that, and they mentioned this on Greg Cudfield's show last night. What happens is there's a lot of people out there that were thinking that the right wing media was making it up or exaggerating Biden's lack of mental acuity, you know? After the debate, which was on CNN, a lot of people out there were like, why didn't we know about this? Why didn't we know about this? Because we know
They don't want to see the obvious, but
about
maybe that didn't go like, I guess, with their agenda. It wouldn't help them, uh, like, state the obvious of what's going on with Biden and his mental health or
well,
his general health.
well, obvious to you or to me that, we try to maintain ourselves informed of what's going on. The problem is that people don't maintain themselves informed of what's going on. So what happens is a lot of people were like, this is the first time we've seen this or we've noticed this. And that's what really, really sucks because the media, instead of being balanced, and being objective, they and
Yeah, that's never gonna happen because they're just gonna go with whoever's paying for the ads, like whoever's.
exactly. It's like, and it's unfortunate because Biden's so far to the left now at this point that he's going to start to lose a lot of the individuals that are in the middle, and that's the
Speaking of news, it's like, is Herald still a thing in Brazil or no? The Herald
no the Herald publishes I think once a week now.
once a week. It's like when you had mentioned a couple of months or a year ago, whatever, about like all the news that was going on with like the whole TSE, UTB, UTRGV, and all that other stuff. They would never make any stories because they're the ones that were keeping them afloat with all the ads.
And they would never. And I since back then I said the Brownsville Herald is an advertising junkie. You advertise on them, and you're never going to get a negative story about you. And it's unfortunate because we don't need that type of newspaper. We don't need that type of media. We need a media that tells you the truth about what's going on. Doesn't focus much on the opinion, and I think that's one of the reasons why. And again, more power to me. This is one of the reasons why I'm still here, because good, bad, I'll throw it out there. I don't care, and let people decide. Hopefully, ignite the curiosity of a lot of folk out there to do a little bit more research in regards to what's going on. But it doesn't take a doctorate's degree, and a lot of people that have doctorate's degrees. Hey, Maggie, you know, is
You're gonna say it. Oh my god, you have
she
to
got
crack
mad
me
at
up
me.
here.
She got mad. She goes, "Oh, you insult me, or you poke fun at me on your show." I go like, I poke fun at everyone. Uh, and I said, "You're just being delicate." I don't know.
Yeah, it's a level playing field.
I just think you're becoming delicate. What the hell? And so, you try to throw all the information out there, both sides. It's like, again, and again, I love these people, but if there was something that needed to be mentioned in regards to uh, the performance of people wanting me to go out there and say, "Oh yeah, Minerva's great," only because she was on Carlos and Frank Ortiz's side. I don't like Frank Ortiz. I don't like Frank Ortiz, and look, I one of the things that really pissed me off about Frank Ortiz was, I don't like fake people. I like people that are genuine. I like people that will come up to you. I just don't I don't like the fact that I met up with him in a restaurant at Vermilion, and hey man, how's it going? How's the district and everything? Okay, and we took a picture. He goes, I don't want to post it. I said, what? I said, do you not know who I am? What do you mean? You think I'm not going to
Yeah,
post the damn
I'm
picture?
pretty sure he had probably someone tell him like that he's probably gonna go south or whatever.
Well,
Or there's always probably somebody like saying that they don't like you or stuff like that.
yeah, and
But it's the
it's
usual.
always yeah, it's always the same thing. There's always going to be those people like they did that to Susan. Oh, Susan, don't hang around too much with Erasmo. No, nobody likes him, and and I'm glad Susan didn't feed into
Le
it that
dijeron
much.
eso también what's her name? The one that just won.
Marisa,
Yeah,
yeah, and again, Marisa and I have been friends for years, and I don't think that's ever going to change. But and again, if you are judging an individual by who they take pictures with, then you're really kind of dumb, because you need to make some research, do some research, affect some research, and go out there and figure out what these individuals stand for. Because at the end of the day, there was just, and I made mention of this to someone who came in yesterday. There's just no way I was ever going to support Minera Peña after all the crap that she and Sylvia and Balsar Salazar, Prissy Roca Tipton, and Drew Brown put me through. There's just no way,
yeah, which makes sense.
There was absolutely no way.
It would take a lot more to kind of like bear the hatch on that.
Yeah, well, it's impossible, Sam, and that's the problem. And I told Sylvia one time when she came after me, said when I told her, I said, and again, this may sound kind of like Erasmo Toque, when you shoot at the king, you better not miss. And I told her that to her face. I said, bitch, when you shoot at the king, you better not miss. And you missed. I was pissed that day, and it could have gotten me into more trouble actually, but fortunately, it didn't happen. What I'm trying to say is there's no reason to make enemies out of individuals out there a lo tonto. And they were desperate to make an enemy out of me because they were just so jealous of the fact that I was getting all the attention from everyone and they weren't getting crap. I'd go into a stadium and people would, when I picture would come out, they would roar. They would like pop up and everything, and no one would give a damn. And it was like for them, it was a horrible. Like for Minerva, it was horrible. So that's one of the reasons why she decided to side with him. What I'm trying to get at is you've got to focus on what you're there for. You're not there to make buddies. You're not there to be all chummy with everybody else. You're there to ultimately go out and represent the community as a whole. And unfortunately for the individuals that are in the majority right now, they are more focused on themselves Like Daniela got herself a nice, pretty little job. Denise wants to go and run against Sylvia Garza Perez now because they think that the old echelon of the individuals in political positions are now vulnerable. So again, they have these aspirations to make more money, which I'm all for it. I just don't want them making money off my back, off your back, off the community's back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, man. The focus is supposed to be more like on the children and the people working in the BIZ, to be honest. But yeah, her going against Silva, I don't think she'll win like, that race for sure.
Against who?
Silva Garza.
Oh no, Sylvia Garza is a powerhouse. Sylvia Garza Perez, I mean, is she is a powerhouse. She works her campaigns, and let me tell you, she has this political work ethic, political work ethic that I've not seen in many people. She gets down there and she works her campaigns. So again, good luck to Denise. But one of the other things that I think that they're starting to do is they're starting to rupture that little base that would ultimately go sway which one way or the other. That's one of the reasons that I've made mention. I'm going to run in a race where there's three, four, five people, because as long as they continue to rupture their base, my base continues to be solid, you know, because that group that either loves me or hates me will probably vote for me anyway, just for the heck of it. So again, I'm going to run in
Like
place
a
seven.
school.
I'm going to run in place seven. The
Yeah.
majority are backing Tim Ramirez, who's a friend of mine. They're backing Tim Ramirez, and they're backing him because they can manipulate him and can ultimately push him to where they want him to go. And the Carlos and Frank Ortiz group people are supporting Coach Farley. More power to them. Again, we're still friends, guys, and I think this is one of the things that I hope that they understand. I don't care. I mean, Tim went out there and said that I'm going to support your opponent. I said, well, then you're my opponent, bro. You know, if that's the case, then you're my opponent, so you can support yourself. Doesn't mean we're not friends. Continue to be my friend. We're going to go at it. I'm going to go for the jugular. I'm going to go out there and fight like a crazy man. I'm going to show people that there's a difference in regards to individuals that are going to be manipulated, like Coach Farley by the Elizondo group, or Tim by the Denise and Daniela group. Again, there's an option. There's someone that's not going to be controlled by anyone, not by a Sylvia Atkinson, not by a Minerva Peña, Drew Brown, Priscilla Dipton, not by a Baltasar Salazar, who is pouring money out like a crazy man, and definitely not by anyone that is currently sitting on this damn board. I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to hope that I receive some support from both sides, and I think I will. But that's just the way the game is played. But again, guys, like I've made mention before, if you want to see someone that fights for a position in the community, come to our debates, come to our forums, come to any presentation, any meet and greet that we're at, and I will bury anyone that is running against me. Bury.
Are
Good
you
morning.
actually going to be campaigning this time or not really?
Oh yeah, I'm going to campaign like a crazy man this time. Good morning, bro. Cameron County has lost a total of four high-profile politician leaders in our community. First, it was Judge Ben Nice, then Ruben Herrera, Rene Oliveira, Judge Cascos. We also lost Michael Vargas, who was a former board member in
That Benito.
San, San Benito, and I think somebody else. I
He was
can't remember.
actually also working in Hidalgo, wasn't he? He was working like in a. Last time I talked to him, he told me he was like in
He
the
was in
Mexican.
FAR.
Yeah.
He was working for uh, economic development in FAR or something.
Yeah, something like that. I know. Last time I bumped into him, I was talking to him for a good while, and he had mentioned something in the Upper Valley.
Yeah. Again, uh, Michael Vargas didn't like me too much. We clashed a couple of times. But I
Yeah,
liked
but
him.
that's pretty much. Oh, that's a huge base though that you have
Oh yeah,
of people that don't like you.
there's a lot of those.
That's a lot of those.
There's a lot of those. But yeah, so, but again, I was okay with it, you know. Ah,
But the crazy thing is, man, there's when I was talking to him, you guys had a lot of similarities though
huh?
in the way you guys like, I guess, present yourself.
Yeah, I like. Does Adam and Jose wipe out La Mantequilla this time around, or will it be too close to call? Um, I think La Mantequilla is going to suffer this time around, and I think she's going to suffer because of a lot of the people that she has brought around her who are not helping her campaign. I mean, I don't hear or see anything about La Mantequilla, and I like La Mantequilla. You know, she has an office here, half a block from my office, but she's going to struggle. She's going to suffer. And I think she hasn't realized because a lot of times when I see La Mantequilla, she's out there with some gringos, you know, who might be relatives and stuff. But I see gringos and then some of the Mexicans that she has on there, you know, they're losing favor with the community. So you got gringos who can't associate with the community, and you've got Mexicans who are trying to distance themselves from the community because they all of a sudden now they think that they're all uppity and they're all in high places. And I think that what's happened is that Mantequilla has not realized that instead of helping her out, they're hurting her. And again, such a shame. Adam Hinojosa has an
That's
opportunity,
sad.
but Adam Hinojosa seems to be a pompous ass también. You know, he's focusing on the McAllen and the Upper Valley and the other areas where the district runs into. Haven't seen or heard from him here locally at all. Nothing. So it's a toss up. It's going to be close in that respect. I think Mantequilla is going to hurt more than what she thinks she's going to hurt, and that's unfortunate.
But I think she's doing what that other person had mentioned about, I guess, talking to people who actually vote. That's what's going to end up
Well,
making the difference in polls.
well, it's kind of weird, but the person that actually told me that is on her staff, so it's going to be interesting. You know, it's going to be an interesting race. Saludos, Genaro. I am expecting a call later on today or tomorrow in regards to what we talked about yesterday. Genaro, brokers homes and stuff, and I am planning to buy a condominium at the island. No vendor money.
Wasn't he going to have? Wasn't he going to have an event recently about? I guess during the process. Not the process. What was it? Man, it was on the tip of my tongue. I know he was going to have an event about information about applying for programs and buying a house.
I'm not sure. We need to do a show.
Yeah, I think it was like not too sure if it was this week or next week.
I need to find out. I'll send a message today because I'm going to find out about purchasing that condominium at the island. So just we'll see. Will you do your fighting from Monterrey or Mexico? Um, both. Not going to. I got a gajo. Not controlled by them, but hearing out the community. That should be my slogan. What is going to change from you this time around to get people to vote for you? I'm not going to change anything. And look, I'm not going to change anything in regards to who I am, what I stand for. I've been very, very open. See, that's the difference, Lalo. that with me, you know what you get. You know, I've been always been upfront. I've always been transparent. These people, they promise you heaven and earth, and they deliver nothing. Nothing.
You know what's
Sam,
crazy
when are you
about
coming
you? That you come out as a like a hyper extrovert, but when in reality you're an introvert.
down? That's what a lot of people don't grasp and understand. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people think like, oh, man, so sociable. Y que, oh my God, like, I don't like to be out. Like yesterday, I was flipping because de repente, I wanted some broccoli salad from Sam's. You know, I want because they make this amazing broccoli salad. So I'm in the mood for some broccoli salad. So I went to Sam's. Went to went to Sam's, and there was thousands of people at Sam's. I'm going like, what the hell are all these people doing at Sam's? You know, I mean, toilet paper or what the hell? And
It used to be economical. It is not anymore.
it's not.
Like I don't
It,
I
it
don't
doesn't
see
make
the big difference anymore.
it, no. It doesn't make sense. They were at the self checkout line. There were lines at the self checkout line, and I'm going like, what the hell are people doing at Sam's?
Well, I understand if people might be going into a little panic mode because of the whole Category 5 hurricane. I think it's
Yeah,
right before the Yucatan Peninsula.
yeah.
But at this moment, it could go anywhere, to be honest. But I think the valley does have a good chance of getting part of it.
Okay, perfect. I got clients waiting. And I got to buy a condo at the island. So we'll see what happens. Sam, thanks for coming on. Hey,
Down,
Sam,
bro.
when you come down, you'll have a place to stay. You want to stay a couple of days at the island?
Likewise, bro. You guys
Thanks,
have a
Sam. Bye.
good day.
Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be God bless.